Hey guys, ¿cómo están? We're doing a quick Q&A for you guys that you guys requested. Con mucho gusto. Um, yeah, I hope you guys are all doing great. Un placer poder conectarme con todos ustedes. I'm chilling. We're gonna wait for people to connect. Anybody have any questions, feel free to ask away. If it's too personal, I might not answer.
They're slowly joining. Johnny Gamino, what's up, brother?
Johnny Gamino, how are you? ¿Cómo estás?
Are you doing any workshops? LSA is asking.
Am I doing any workshops? Not at the moment. I will be doing something soon where I'm going to be doing a workshop for everybody. Tutorials and things like that are coming up for Julio Morones Teclado Mágico.
Where were you born? Says Derek Jeter.
I was born in Los Angeles, California, in the city of LA.
Hey Julio, aquí escuchándote. Saludos from Felipe Hernández.
Felipe Hernández, saludos para todos los que quieran saber qué está pasando en este video. Es un Q&A donde pueden preguntar sus preguntas y saber más de Julio y su teclado mágico, al igual como mis proyectos que vienen muy pronto.
LSA, what inspired you to start playing keyboard?
My grandpa, who's resting in peace now. Most of my family does music. My mom was an actor and she was a dancer. She used to dance mambo and africano.
What nationality are you?
I'm Japanese. No, I'm actually Mexican. My parents are from Mexico. I am from here, from Los Angeles. So I'm Mexican American.
Felipe Hernández, hoy no vamos a escuchar a tu mamá, es bien alegre.
No, ahora no.
And LSA is asking, what's your favorite style of music to play on keyboard if you had to pick only one?
Tejano music.
Tejano music. How old are you? Asked Derek.
I am 37 years old.
LSA is asking, do you have any educational music training?
I went to took training at school, high school, but no college, nothing like that. And I learned from family members and friends.
Derek is asking, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Married and being on a big stage performing and just working very hard to support my daughter.
How many other instruments do you play?
I play the piano, the drums, the accordion, the trumpet, harmonica. Honestly, yes. I'm very picky. Well, just because I don't want to hook up with just any chick. I see myself hooking up with a hardworking chick. Yeah. Who says that?
That was Derek Jr.
You can't just hook up with any girl. You know, it's. I mean, it sounds critical, but it's the truth. Like, I'm not saying there's not girls that don't work, but I don't know. Just you gotta be careful what you hook up with.
You have Felipe Hernandez. Julio, ¿has visitado México?
Nunca he tenido la oportunidad de visitar México. He ido a Tijuana, pero es todo.
LSA says congrats on 9.29K subscribers.
Thank you very much. Gracias.
Big Tiny and Goldilocks Hernandez says saludos Julio de parte de Big Tiny and Goldilocks.
Saludos, saludos.
Derek, do you have a favorite race when it comes to women?
I love Australian chicks. I love chicks from the UK. I like Mexican girls. I like Honduran girls, de Honduras. White chicks. Yeah. As long as they act normal, I'm cool. Like I'm not, I'm not racist either. But I just don't want them ghetto chicks.
Saludos desde Florida, Tampa, Florida.
Saludos para Florida.
How many compilations have you put out?
Just one album.
Your favorite food? Asked Derek.
My favorite food is arroz con frijoles, pollo, burritos, tacos, hot dogs. What is this? Potato salad. I don't like too many vegetables though.
Do you have your album available online?
No, I don't.
No. Johnny Gamina said, I love your rapping skills.
Oh, look at this.
Do you consider yourself a ladies' man?
No, I'm a little too shy.
Favorite 90s rapper?
Don't like rap at all.
You don't like it?
No.
G-Money is asking, do you write any of your own material?
I have written some of it. Haven't put it out here.
Wow, tiene mucho talento. ¿Tiene alguna canción compuesta por él este año?
Sí, he compuesto canciones, pero no las he cantado aquí en YouTube.
LSA is asking if you're a Michael Jackson fan.
Am I a Michael Jackson fan? It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Yeah, I am. Not a huge Michael Jackson fan. I think, the story behind him is pretty interesting. Of course, you would like for it not to be true, but it's pretty crazy. And I think some of his story just takes over his musical aspects. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain to you guys, but I'm a fan. I like his music. It's okay.
Derek is asking, what country would you like to visit?
Hawaii.
G Money, cool. Cool Spanish or English? I guess he's asking, let's see. G Money. I guess about the material you wrote?
Oh, it's Spanish.
G Money, LOL. And then LSA is asking, do you speak any other languages?
Do I speak any other languages? No, I don't.
Daniel, piloto, ¿puede cantar alguna canción en español de sus composiciones?
Al momento no, porque estoy trabajando en registrarlas.
Okay, perfect. Do you play boleros?
Yes, I do.
Arriba el PRI. Johnny Gamira said, you better than Stevie Wonder. Asking, what would you say is the difference between Tex-Mex and Tejano music when it comes to playing on keyboard?
What is the difference?
Like an example of what, I guess, what the difference would be.
Well, the difference is live instruments. I mean, if you're playing Tejano music and with live instruments, it sounds a lot better versus just playing it all on a keyboard. There's a lot of things you can't do on a keyboard. I mean, you could, but it's harder. There's nothing like using live instruments such as a bass guitar, you know?
Mm-hmm. You mentioned you can play the drums. Are you referring to live drums?
Yes, I can play live drums.
Giovanni Rios, thumbs up. LSA sent you a thumbs up, a little champagne bottle.
Hey, hey, hey.
Giovanni Rios, do you know Paco, Liz, and Memo?
Yes, I do.
LSA, would you be open to a development deal?
What?
LSA is asking, would you be open to a development deal?
What is that?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean by that, LSA?
Gonza A, where do we donate?
You can donate via Super Chat or you can donate via Zelle or Quick Pay are the only options that I have available at the moment.
LSA said a media kit promotion and 5 songs.
Oh, I've thought about that. I've thought about that would be an interesting scenario.
And then Daniel Piloto, ¿haces contrataciones para fiestas?
Sí, tienes que llamar al 323-842-0264.
Gonza A, cool. What's the Zelle number?
323-842-0264. Once again, 323-842-0264.
Dinier Figueroa, hola, no hace tutoriales para aprender fuellos de acordeón.
No, desafortunadamente no, no dispongo de mucho tiempo para hacer tutoriales, porque mantengo un poquito ocupado con mi carrera musical y tratando de avanzar. Aquí les enseño algo, por ejemplo.
José Antonio send saludos.
Saludos, José Antonio.
And a big Gucci Sosa. Hola primo, cuídense durante la cuarentena.
A mí la cuarentena no me asusta, ya he salido como 3 veces sin máscara.
La realeza de la tierra caliente is tuned in. How do you choose your chords for songs? How do you change them up? Based on your voice or based on what? I notice you change your chords.
I do based on the song that I'm singing. It just depends on how, if the song is a high song, then I change it. But yeah, it just depends on my voice.
Producciones de Producciones M. Manuel Herrera. Saludos amigo Julio desde el Estado de México.
Saludos, saludos.
Wendell. Hola Julio, te escuchamos de Francia. Gracias por el amor de la música y del piano. ¿Puede tocar cumbia chilena?
I don't know how to play that.
Anuncia las donaciones.
Para todos los que quieran hacer donaciones por Zelle, QuickPay, están bienvenidos, los invito. Ahí estamos a la orden para los que gusten donar.
You have a few.
What?
You have a few donations.
On Super Chat?
On through here.
What is it showing?
So LSA. I believe Gucci. Let me go back to it real quick.
Pero soy the amount.
Okay, LSA, Big Gucci Sosa, Gonza A, LSA again. Are you better as a solo artist or would you rather be in a group?
At this point of my career, I would never join a band. I think bands are so unstructured and so undisciplined that when they run into me, it's like running into the devil. They don't really do very well. Not because I think I'm the best musician, but I want a structured band and not a band that plays all over the place. I want drummers that can really count. For example, I run into a lot of situations where a drummer will count something like una cumbia like La Mentirosa, and he'll go, oh, no, he'll go 1, 2, 3, and let's say El Camaleón, right? I'll give you an example, El Camaleón. El Camaleón has a beat like, right? Tiene un ritmo así rápido, entonces el baterista cuenta 1, 2, 3. So, a mí no me gustan esa clase de conteos, a mí me gusta que cuenten bien. 1, 2, 3. Otra maña que a mí no me gusta de los bateristas es que le hacen cama, 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 camaleón. Yo soy el camaleón. Cama, 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 camaleón. Yo soy el camaleón. Y, por ejemplo, si tocas una canción norteña, el palomito, dicen 1, 2, 3, y muchos bateristas no saben contar. Y es algo que a mí no me gusta en músicos.
So, José Antonio, apenas donaron $4.99 y $2.99.
Oh, thank you.
And then LSA donated $5.
Thank you.
Are you better as a solo artist? He's asking. Would you rather be in a group? You just answered that. Si lo ven, asked José Antonio. Sí. La realeza, la tierra caliente. What do you recommend to practice for those accordion runs you just played?
One of the things you have to practice when you're doing accordion runs is flexibility in your hands, because a lot of it has to do with flexibility for reaching, scales like, for example, so you have to practice a lot of fingering, a lot of chords, a lot of movements with.
José Antonio, can you play una cumbia buena? And then Gonza A. Thanks for all the hits. Any lighter shade of brown for the Easter weekend? I love the part that you did in the Caña Rumba video.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That was one of my best videos.
La realeza de tierra caliente. Drummers lack some serious counting.
Yep, drummers, a lot of times they don't know how to count. It's a big problem. A lot of them had some good chops, but you can have the best chops on your sets, but if you don't know how to count, it doesn't make you a good drummer.
And LSA donated $5 again.
Thank you.
Can you share a funny or bad experience, he asked, experience you had when doing a show? Can you share a funny or bad experience you had when you did a show?
So one of my bad experiences that I've had is really with audio engineers. One of the baddest experiences was they either don't give me monitors so I can play, and I hear my music very far away because their sound system is below the stage or away from where we're at. And I think one of the funniest experiences that I've had when performing is I've forgotten to plug in one of my keyboards to one of my pedals. To me, it's funny because I have the cables, and I was so excited to start performing that I forgot. And when I least expected it, I reached over to reach my mixer, and I found the cable that I was supposed to use, and I noticed that the keyboard wasn't working or wasn't giving me any sound for the same reason that I forgot to plug in the keyboard.
La realeza de tierra caliente donated $5.
Thank you.
And Jose Antonio says LSA is donating, and he has a little fire emoji. Edgardo Reynolds, hola, saludos desde Chile.
Saludos para Chile, saludos parte de Julio, Teclado Mágico.
Jose Antonio, toca una con acordeón, dice.
Vamos a tocar una polquita rápidamente. Espero que les guste esa polquita, algo sabrosito, rico. Que dice así. ¡Vámonos!
Thanks for all the hits. Any lighter shade of brown? Okay, I read that. Let's see. La Realeza de Tierra Caliente says, thanks, man. And LSA donated 10.
Thank you.
Will you be interested in doing music workshops for inner city youth? Says
I would.
LSA.
I've always wanted to do something for the youth and get into maybe performing for after school shows and kind of giving them, my perspective and being blind and what it is to stay home and, go to school and get things done and, maybe, just doing something different for the community. I think it's just been a little difficult for me because, like I said, I am blind. So a lot of schools and places like that don't give you that opportunity and don't let you grow as a person to go out and do things for the community.
Gonza A commented on LSA and said, on fire, LSA. Jose Antonio also commented fire. Gwendol Barriet, ¿puedes tocar un poquito de Aniceto Molina, please? Jose Antonio sent a little money bag emoji, and he says, he also says, toca una de Aniceto para el compa LSA. He keeps donating, and LSA put a thumbs up for Gonza. Daniel, ¿cómo hago una donación?
En Super Chat, a tu lado izquierdo, derecho, está un símbolo de dinero donde puedes hacer una donación.
And La Realeza de Tierra Caliente says you should look into optimizing your videos and your YouTube channel so you can start collecting money. Jose Antonio, he sends you little dancing men and women emojis.
Chido.
LSA, what is your capacity as far as work and example performances?
What is my capacity? Well, I have time off right now. I mean, everybody has time off, but I'm definitely able to work. I don't limit myself. I can travel. I can go out of state, out of the city, out of the, I can perform in New York, Mexico if I wanted to. Got a passport, got everything set. So whenever the moment comes and then it's the right time, then I will make it happen.
Jose Antonio sends you clapping hand emojis.
Thank you.
Do you have a Patreon or website?
I don't, not at the moment.
Okay. Daniel Piloto sends you peace, perfect, clapping hands emojis. And Roger M says hola.
Hola.
Just tuned in at 1:13. Wow, you sounded tense, says Johnny Gamino. Okay, let me see. LSA says right now there's a need for performing arts online for LAUSD students doing online studying. He said. Um, La Realeza de Tierra Caliente says, what are your thoughts on keyboard players that say mixing and experimenting with other styles over cumbia is wrong? What are your thoughts on that?
What are my thoughts on keyboard players? What?
What are your thoughts on keyboard players saying that mixing and experimenting with other styles over cumbia is wrong?
The problem with other keyboard players is I see a keyboard player like a train. It's a one-dimensional type of thing. It only goes one direction. A lot of keyboard players are damn good, I'll tell you honestly. But I noticed that a lot of keyboards are not, and I'm not saying you, La Realeza, but a lot of keyboard players that I know or that I've heard of, they're good in what they do, but they don't know how to transition to different genres. Um,
He says also, I hear people say you don't mix instruments, etc.
I hear people that say what?
You don't. So let me read it one more time. What are your thoughts on keyboard players saying that say mixing and experimenting with other styles over cumbia is wrong? I hear people saying you don't mix instruments.
I do mix instruments. I use the talk box, for example. I know you've probably seen some of the videos that I put up, but a lot of people um, are just one-dimensional keyboards. I mean, to me, a keyboard player and a musician is somebody who can play from Tejano to jazz to Latin music to R&B to um, folk music. I mean, anything. For me, I consider myself a decent musician. Yeah, I could still learn. Definitely, you never stop learning in the music business. But to me, a lot of keyboard players are just one-dimensional. They're one-direction keyboards. They play. They're good at their genres, but they don't know how to play other styles, or they don't know how to use their guitars on the keyboard properly.
And the LSA is sending you thumbs up emojis. You're sitting on gold, brother.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And La Realeza says Julio will be hit the day he goes to Mexico in those massive bailes. One of those famous keyboard players has to invite him someday. He will succeed, in all caps.
Thank you very much. Thank you, uh
Pablo says, do you ever come to Texas for shows?
I haven't been able to go to Texas because the opportunity hasn't been there. Not because I don't want to. It's just when you give somebody a $4,000 or $5,000 price range to perform in Texas for a weekend or just for the weekend, they get all scared because they think you're overcharging them, but they don't realize that traveling expenses are expensive. People who are going to travel with me have to get paid, and it's just what it is. You have to pay hotel expenses, food. The people that are going with you have to be taken care of, with no problem. They should never have to pull money out of their pocket.
And LSA gave La Realeza a thumbs up. And Gwendol Berrien, muy bonitas esas canciones. Gracias, Julio. Que viva la cumbia.
Gracias.
LSA, can you give us some thoughts on sonidero style? What do you think it was? Do you think it was only a fad or a fade, and now it's fading away?
I think it's fading. You don't really hear it too much anymore. Um, it's not really well known. I mean, it's well known in Mexico, but depending on what part of the state you're at, that's where you're gonna hear it and where it originated from. So, for example, if you go to Mexico, you're gonna hear sonidero over there because that's where it's really played. So, for example, talking about the same sonidero situation, you can't play Tejano music in Los Angeles because people won't appreciate it. People are more used to like dirty music, just norteño and corridos and all that crap.
El Salvador por el Mundo says, ¿qué teclados recomienda, maestro, para alguien que quiere empezar, compensar en el género de cumbias? ¿Qué teclado recomienda?
Todo depende, no importa o sea, importa mucho el teclado que tengas, pero importa los samples y los styles que estés manejando.
Do you like Chico Che?
I do like Chico Che.
That LSA was asking. El Salvador por el Mundo Maestra utiliza secuenciadores.
Nope, no secuenciadores aquí. Para mí los secuenciadores son para tecladistas huevones.
This says Gordita's Everyday Life Vlog. Alejandra Lopez.
Hey Alejandra, how are you?
Your number one fan, she said.
How are you?
El Salvador por el Mundo said, excelente recomendaciones. Gracias. La Realeza donated 5. I personally love what you do using the box harmonizers, pedals, etc. It's amazing that you that show with techno and cumbia over ritmo de Colombia is gold.
Thank you, thank you.
LSA donated 5.
How many are watching?
There's 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. LSA. LSA is saying if you travel, hotel and food expenses are paid aside from your time for performance. Are you willing to travel and perform? So I guess let me read that again. If you travel, hotel and food expenses are paid aside from your time for performance. Are you willing to travel and perform?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always up for the idea of traveling. What I tell people is what I don't want is to have to pull money out of my pocket. That's what I won't do. As a musician, I know a lot of musicians who have done it, who go perform and say, oh, you're going to get exposure, you're going to get this, you're going to get that, right? You know, and then they end up pulling out money for food or pulling out money for other expenses. That's something I won't do. Like, I'm not going to travel and lose money instead of making money. Or even if I don't make money, I want to be reimbursed for whatever I spend. You know what I mean? Sometimes we all have to give in, but me, I guess, at this stage of my career, I'm not ready to lose any money or lose just anything in general. Like, I feel that I'm a pretty good musician to deserve every penny that I charge. And I know what I'm going to give everybody.
So La Realeza said, many of us love your music, man. Keep doing it. Never give up. I know you have those moments, but I will forever support you. You should make a 4K video.
Ah, chido, chido. Vamos a grabar un video 4K. I'll make it 8K for you, honey. Hi.
LSA said, your payment for your performance is separate from expenses.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, I'm definitely up for traveling, and you know, if it happens, and let's go get it.
Mm-hmm. LSA said, let's upgrade your recording equipment.
I've always wanted to upgrade. I do have a. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to plug in here.